Hey guys, we will start, if everybody can hear me, with David at PA, if he's on, and then we'll revert to the text box as we've used previously. So David, if you're there, you can kick us off.
I'm Henry, cheers. Hi on, how do you assess the loss? Was it just a bit of an off day?
I'd say a pretty average day as a whole. I think given that we were 3 down early, and then myself and Tom Banton got a partnership together, which actually the wicket was sort of slowly but surely getting better as the partnership went on. So we sort of laid a platform, and we thought if we played well enough, we could post upwards of 360, 370, maybe even more. But we lost both of us in a reasonable space of time, and then we continued to lose wickets. And in the previous 2 games, it's been a similar instance. We're trying to operate at that high tempo in order to put a substantial total on the board or put Ireland under pressure. But our skill level didn't replicate that. So it's great to show the intent that we did, but we still need to get better at it.
Yeah, I think you had enough wicket-taking options there. I suppose there were enough opportunities. Was it just a case of trying to capitalise on the opportunities?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Paul Stirling had a day out, and he has the ability to do that. But we play against world-class players all the time, and know when you do and they have a day out, you need to take those opportunities because they will hurt you. And I think just having been able to watch from the sideline and watch a bit of dew come in and the game go later than the other games, it became harder and harder for our bowlers to find ways of taking wickets. I mean, the ball didn't turn as much or hold up as much in the wicket. But Ireland played really well and thoroughly deserved to win.
And just a final one, if I can, just how do you assess the series as a whole? Who's impressed you?
Yeah, I think extremely positive series. We don't take winning series for granted. I think today is a kind reminder of how easily you can lose games when you have an average day or an off day. But yeah, very, very hard. I don't think we lost a series since 2017, and to do it with a side that is as inexperienced as it is, probably particularly with the seam bowling lineup, is a huge positive. I think Dave Willey coming back and showing us exactly what he does with the ball and the bat is a big positive. Sam Billings scoring 250s in the first 2 games, and Tom Banton scoring 50 today is another positive. But I think the more we play white ball cricket under these circumstances, the opportunities that the guys have every game is a chance to impress the selectors, because down the line we're going to have to select a squad and hopefully a strong one at that. So I'd say a real positive series.
Thanks, Owen. Cheers, Henry.
Thank you.
Thanks, David. John Etheridge.
I mean, you'll know Paul Stirling better than most. He's a pretty dangerous customer.
Yeah, he is. He's as dangerous an opening batsman as we play against. I know guys just by experience. I've played in a lot of tournaments around the world with him and against him, but also played many years with him at Middlesex. And I know guys do not like bowling at him. He hits good balls for 4 or 6, and on his day can take a game away from you.
Did he discuss with you at all the decision to leave Middlesex and concentrate just on Ireland? Was that something he talked about with you?
A little, but ultimately it comes down to how the decision sits with him. I think he obviously can't reflect on it now because they've not played a great deal of cricket given COVID. But in a couple of years' time, he'll be able to reflect on his decision and see whether he's made a good one or not.
Sure. Can I just ask how it was a little groin tweak, was it?
Yeah, just a little groin tweak that I felt that I'll be going for a scan on it. We're not expecting it to be serious, hence why I didn't go out. Just given the quick turnaround between today and meeting up for the Pakistan series.
Okay, thanks. Cheers.
Thanks, John. Lawrence Booth.
Hi, Owen. You said you thought you might get 370 or maybe even more, but at the halfway stage, did you still think that 328 would be enough?
Yeah, I think we have enough variation in our bowling lineup with guys offering different things to create opportunities. And given play against Ireland, where they're heavily reliant on their senior players that have gambled in the series with a lot of young inexperience, and to do what they did today, like really their senior players stood up, which is a big ask, to do it on a consistent basis. So in order to win the game today, we would have had to get one of those, take the opportunity that was presented earlier when Paul, there was an opportunity to catch Paul, and that obviously opens up the inexperience in the middle order.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lawrence. Rob Johnston.
Hi, Eoin. You mentioned Tom and Sam earlier. Just could you expand on how well you think they did during the series? Because obviously that was something you targeted before the start of the series about increasing that middle order depth.
Yeah, I think they've done really well. Probably particularly Sam, and given the first two games we played on wickets that were two-paced, inconsistent bounce, probably not the traditional, flat track wicket that we're expecting at home for the last 4 years. So to come in and play the way he did and score at more than a run a ball was, I thought, brilliant and contributed to us winning both games. I think when Tom got the runs today, it's more of an opportunity to go out, get a score under your belt and build confidence, because he's still a very young guy, but both very talented. But I think the way Sam went about it, obviously given that Joe Denley was supposed to play ahead of him in the first game, and then Joe gets injured and presents an opportunity for Sam, is obviously coming in and taking it.
Thanks, Rob. Unless anybody else has a question at this stage, which I don't think you do, from the chat box, we'll say thank you very much and see you up in Manchester.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Cheers.